Is it Virtus.pro or Liquid? They're going to go on and face Astralis.
Yeah, a very tense time for both sides now coming into a map like Mirage. We've seen great things leading up to this. I guess expectations on Liquid certainly rose after their earlier performance. I've seen the light. I want to see it again. But we'll find out if it's actually going to come through. VP, again, this is what they do, though. They get our hopes up. They make us look at Nuke. They're like, look what we could be like. Look what you could be enjoying. And then we go into another map and it goes. But this is a fight for survival now, so things do change.
You have two teams in this server that like to get your hopes up and just to let them, you know, at some point during the match, just let you down. So who's truly going to win this time? This is going to be a really fun map, I think. I remember we saw Liquid earlier today on this map. We've referenced it a lot. The double op setup was quite nice once JDM got rolling. This is a map I think we saw him on Inferno. We saw him on Nuke. Two maps that are not that kind of oppers. This is where you expect to have that added impact of JDM. We saw his versatility. We saw he's willing to be aggressive on this map on both sides of it when he has that op. I'm looking for JDM to have a big game here. Virtus.pro again coming out with a pretty heavy utility, and this is the same exact pistol round from Team Liquid.
Would they have time to watch this? I don't think so.
Here's the thing. Remember, you know, Astralis didn't have a smoke for CT spawn. If Virtus.pro throws that spawn smoke, and they don't, so again...
They have two nades, though. I'm wondering if those are meant to be thrown towards CT. One makes it, the other never got off the launch pad, and that's a shot from Elimination. Beautiful precision. Finds the brain of the opposing number, which is always Bialy, and then another nade comes in. So it looked like that was the plan, but it just never got off the ground.
Oh, and you have three players just spamming USPs at the choke point. There's a good fight for Stan to win. But yeah, when you have three USPs just stacked up, spamming bullets at that location, pretty hard to get the nade out to go where you want it to. So yes, this pistol round for Team Liquid works out twice in the day. Obviously, as well, maybe one of the benefits, maybe we don't see that from them in the future, but, you know, no time for VP to scout their Mirage. Maybe think that that pistol round's going to come in. Maybe they did, and that was what the double nades were for, and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. So clean. Really nicely done from Elimination. This one, as they,
yeah, that was nice.
That's just Bialy. What chance in hell do you have?
Yeah, you got nothing.
You know? That's lovely. Now, this is where maybe a couple of flashbacks happen around against just pistols and you get a little bit nervous. But again, it should be fine. Team Liquid, from what we saw earlier, have a very good Mirage. I like their Mirage, so I want to see them in their best here.
Well, Neo going to get boosted up. He'll have to pick and choose a time to go in, and it's right now. And he gets dropped by JDM with the promise. Good headshot. Elimination playing the game around the smoke, and he's going to lose it. But JDM's still taking these fights. Rifle be damned. We said sometimes he struggles with them. We saw a pretty lackluster clip on Duke, but this time he manages well with the Famas 3 kills. Go for a fourth as well, and he gets it. So maybe a confidence booster. Maybe JDM's just like, you know what, before I get the op, I want to get in the groove a little.
Why not? Freiburg was someone who said it consistently that certain players do respond way, way better. So it makes sense that you give a couple of players. I mean, it was quite funny. We were watching Big recently, and this is just during the regular Pro League, and you notice how many times Tabson, for example, as much as he is a consistent top fragger and incredible firepower, he often will be the guy just going for that free farm. He'll always be going for the eco frags, get him confident, get him feeling out the game. It certainly helps him.
I mean, it seems like such a silly concept, right? Like, you chase some kills when you know it's an eco round just to get a confidence, but it does help. It absolutely does, oddly enough, as a player. And some smokes over towards the B-bomb site.
Oh, this is a nice fake.
It's all a ruse, Lauren, and Liquid not biting at the moment. There's Elimination at range with the UMP. Twist is going to help him out, but these are easy fights for them to take, an easy cleanup for both of them. Oh, okay, I thought Twist got that for a second. That would have been cool.
I like the idea from Virtus.pro, the kind of smoke up B, put a little pressure, split in late through underpass. We had to catch the guys who kind of pulled up through connector once they realized it's going to be that A hit. It's a nice theory, but you know, it didn't really work out at all. So right now we do get to see the fun battle, though. We get to see JDM up against Pasha. This is the first real gun round coming in as well. And bear in mind, both teams picking up their map so far. So everything going the way they'd expect. Clean stuff from Virtus.pro. Really impressive work from Liquid. And now we get to see it go right head-to-head here. So quite an open look so far from Virtus.pro, but look at this from Liquid. Straight in towards apps, clear it out, push up stance all with a bit of support, fall away, and you've got a lot of map control and information.
You've also put your lurker in prime position to make a decision if he wants to lurk, if he wants to go for that flank. Elimination is going to have the most pressure applied on him. The tough part is there's no teammates close to this B-bomb site. That's a nice find from JDM. Smoke clears and Snacks is in the open. Elimination not yet pressured because they didn't make their way up catwalk. Neo's there. Pasha's watching for a peek in middle as well, and then Taz and Bialy in the B halls. And it looks like they're a little confused about where the end game is for this T side.
I'm curious if Virtus.pro know right now. No one's giving them much of an opportunity. No one's giving them a way in. Pasha's having a little bit of a glimpse down towards A. Maybe someone show, maybe someone give away something, but he was looking towards ticket booth, and the timing, JDM. Great shot for sure, but the timing worked well for him. Pasha just kind of considered it for a second, looked away, and there he comes. And now we're down to 3. Virtus.pro dwindling in numbers, and JDM is doing it all. He is absolutely delivering on all fronts here. As the last 2 now just kind of accept their fate, and Twist waits with patience aplenty. Not going to fail at all. 5 alive, first gun round certainly makes an impression here as Team Liquid put their foot down.
Yeah, easy upgrades for most Team Liquid players as well. It's like Virtus.pro forgot that JDM was there with the AWP, or just were like, all right, time to cross our fingers and hope he doesn't see us. But easy kills for him. Cool thing as well is Nitro playing outside the murder hole, outside a window room towards the CT spawn side. And as soon as JDM gets that kill onto Pasha, he's like, okay, they're working the way of catwalk, so I'm just going to rotate over towards the B bomb site, because obviously they're starting to lean their attack towards that side of the map. His help wasn't needed. Elimination playing top connector with JDM. And it is going to be a catwalk play. There's Elimination. Finishes off 1, gets a second. Oh, this is just easy kills. Taz is so blind. The full flashbang bomb is dropped in mid. Stanislaw as well in a position to make a lot of money.
Yeah, you can see the bait coming in. Stan unleashes. 14 still left in the clip, and there we go. 2 of the final remaining members from Virtus.pro found. And I need to see a fight back now from Virtus.pro. I don't want to be thinking that, as said, as ever, it feels that Nuke's the one map that they retain that brilliance on. I need to see something here. Again, as soon as that AWP got into hands of JDM, it's been dominant, and the rest of the team's exactly the same.
And even with Astralis, we saw JDM didn't get that AWP until 5 or 6 rounds in, so now he's got it right off the bat, and he's already rolling. There's only 2 kills on the board total for Virtus.pro. JDM has got it. There's that push. They wanted that so much. They did in the 4th round. They do it again here.
It's so lovely to watch. Now, JDM actually has a great position towards mid, but he's actually facing towards B for now. I'm not sure what's been the indicator of this, but if he'd maybe watched this, he could have had the angle or the line of sight towards one. Now, Pasha's still checking for this. You can see him taking the deeper peek from middle. A little bit scary if window's open or if someone's not facing it, but he has teammates with him, kind of operating as his buffer between them and the opponent. So for now...
It's also smart for JDM not taking that fight, because there's so many angles as you peek out a little bit wider that you have to be worried about, and Pasha, I think, would have won that fight. But mid-control for a VP. And, I mean, much like we saw earlier today, Liquid just playing so far back, just playing contained. They have control of A halls. Elimination can play back towards CT spawn because Nitro's an insurance policy. Snax has to get something done at B, and it's not going to happen.
No, but the bomb's not necessarily going B. Still working towards A, but Nitro could be a real nuisance if they don't check on this. Again, they only have a flash left, so they can't really force him out. They don't have a Molotov to kind of push out the corner, and there's always that threat that someone's pushed up ramp, but there's already a player in CT. One passes towards jungle, and did Pasha spot him there? He might have done, or maybe showed on the radar. But the plant comes in, it's for connector, and Virtus.pro have very limited real estate to work with. Twist gonna find Neo. It's down to Pasha and Taz to try and keep this one together, as now you can see the Liquid side tighten their grip around the throats of Virtus.pro as the nades start to pour in, the Molotovs burn, the shots clip Taz's heels. There's no escaping it, as now Pasha waits and sees as everything falls apart. 6-0 now, Liquid just hammering it home.
They're having the time of their life. That's 3 rounds in a row now that Virtus.pro hasn't got, 3 rounds in a row they haven't gotten a kill. So there's still only 2 kills on the board for Virtus.pro. And the tough part is everyone on Liquid you can see is over 10,000. Well, JDM's at 9,500. Excuse me.
How dare you do this?
Money is all built up. This is beautiful for Team Liquid. They're absolutely loving it. And even in a 5-on-2, how patient they are in that retake.
3 players from Virtus.pro are yet to get a kill.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
And only Neo and Taz have gotten 1.
Listen, Lauren, they'll always have Nuke.
Do you know what? I hope they come back now, just because you're starting to enjoy yourself. That's the thing. You're like, haha, Liquid.
Smile on the
good.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best kind of disappointment, when you just kind of get teased with that joy.
It's what I'm used to.
Well, I don't know what to say for Virtus.pro, but they need to find something to work, because right now they are suffering on all fronts. Individually, collectively, And are we going to see it made worse here? Straight up mid, pressure comes out. Twist flashed up, still able to do the work. Neo does claim one back, but by now that mid pressure has been broken as Taz somehow made it through in towards A, and now we might see something happening here. This is good. This is pressure on two fronts. It's forced Liquid to make up their minds. And they haven't really got much to work with now, as this is just awkward, isn't it?
Stan knows he's here. The kill from Nitro baits Snax to make a play, and it doesn't work. Stan's waiting, and yes, it did look good. Now it's only Taz, 9 HP and a 1-on-2.
I believe in Taz right now, and I know you don't. I know you're just begging for Liquid to get that clean 7-0, but let's see what Taz can do. He's got 9 HP.
This is quite a nice play from him, though. It's about all he has, just, you know, flank all the way around towards CT spawn. Is Stan going to be ready for this? He does have a Molotov, and if he threw that towards CT spawn, he's obviously not expecting this. Is Taz going to give it away with a footstep? He's got to risk it, and actually Stan had no idea. Now he peeks it. He realizes no pressure from window room, no pressure from connector. And Lauren, tell me about what you're feeling at the moment.
Shut up. I don't even know if Stan realized he was coming from CT at that point.
No,
like everything indicated he'd be jungle or connector, right?
Yep.
The plant was for it, everything else was for it, the route that you ran was for it. So it's like in the back of your mind, sure there's a possibility he's CT, but he just stepped like deeper towards it, I guess.
At a certain point after you've tapped the bomb, though, if you're not getting that peak, if you're not getting any noise cues or anything from, you know, connector or jungle, you're just like, all right, like the only other option is you might as well at least check it. And Taz played it smart. He walked the whole way. There's some what? And he gets the damage. There's the finish off, and Twist with the follow-up. Although JDM does fall, but Twist is in great position. And Virtus.pro is getting mauled right now.
Yeah, this is absolutely brutal. Neo's got a kill, but it feels like, you know, the most tiny bit of silver lining in the world. Baited on the corner by Nitro as he just shows a little leg and backs away. Molotov probably just going to encourage it more than anything, and it does. Nitro's there, just like, all right, fine. Why not? And you can see this is pretty frustrating for Virtus.pro. Even if you're losing in game, sometimes at least you're getting kills, or even if, you know, something's working, nothing's working here. They're not getting in anywhere. And if I'm honest, we saw how good Liquid were at this map earlier.
Yep.
I think we saw it against a better opponent, and it still looked good. So again, I think we're finding out where these teams stand, kind of, you know, toe-to-toe almost. Pasha, sure, could do some work here. But already the bomb's in such a bad position. I can imagine these guys not exactly feeling this game right now. As Pasha has it as far. There it is. Twist finally got the angle, didn't overextend. Nice from him to just hold that deeper kind of hold. And again, Liquid keep themselves clean. What a statement this would send.
Yes, this is huge. If they keep this up, certainly that's putting every other team on notice. Twist playing so well at this A bomb site earlier against Astralis and here against Virtus.pro. He's been phenomenal. At the moment, we have JDM. We mentioned this was the time. You know, Nuke and Inferno, you hate to go into the series as an AWPer with those two maps to open it up, but I mean, JDM's really making up for it here. Good performance from him. And yeah, the question now for VP, half buy here. They'll have a full buy into the next round, but it's just, you know, see maybe you get lucky and get into a bomb site, get a plant, and try and play the post plant, or do economic damage, because they desperately need it.
They need something. Yeah. I don't know what a timeout can do. I honestly don't know where they go to, because it looks like they're just being completely outplayed on all fronts. And that's just Liquid being good. JDM having a great game here. Flash. What? Did he still get saved? Oh, Stanislaw, what an animal. What timing to come in. Nothing can go wrong for Liquid, it feels. Everything's coming up Liquid. And do you know what? Finally. These guys have had a tough time. Bialy's going to make it a little uncomfortable, but you can't make it count that much. And you know, after the first game when they kind of I hate saying choked. It's a dumb way of phrasing it.
Started to get away.
But you know what? I'm glad to see them showing this much dominance here, because I don't want anyone to misinterpret how good they are on this map because of their result earlier.
You're exactly right. This is that play. I mean, Liquid's making all the moves across the map. They're setting the tone. They're boosting up. They're being proactive. Getting players in the right positions, 9-0. And still just not a lot of frags coming out. I mean, maybe that's the thing that's obviously Snax. There's been plenty of criticism at him since he was in-game leader for some time, and his individual level dropped off. Pasha, yeah. This you know, series has been phenomenal for Virtus.pro. He's on 0 kills, so is Snax. So tough time. Bialy on 1 kill. I mean, and that's the big thing is, you know, you talk about Virtus.pro, nothing going right for them. Well, I mean, you can make all the right decisions. If you don't get the frags to follow it up, nothing's going to be successful.
Yeah. It is strange seeing this much of a kind of drop off from Nuke, right? It's such a weird sort of disparity. You see a team looking comfortable, good individually.
I mean, this is another one of those maps as well where Virtus.pro, I mean, it hasn't retained the dominance that Nuke has for VP, but this is another map that in the past has been very good for Virtus.pro, so you'd expect them to have some kind of fight.
Yep, so far though, great coordination from Liquid, everything going nicely. You can see the kind of duos kicking every now and then, and it's just really quite pleasant to watch. But Virtus.pro going to go for a bit of mid-control here. 3 players working through, 1 through underpass, that being Snacks. Smoke towards deep side connector, isolating it on short or committed. No one there. Virtus.pro do get almost full mid-control.
Tough position for Twist. He's got to make sure he doesn't go too far up. There is a player in Palace. That's Bialy biding his time. Twist dodges the flash, turns around, spray control. Elimination's there to bail him out. He gets 2 kills before being traded. JDM still alive, and he overextends himself. Bialy comes out into the fire to get that kill. Nitro, he wants to stick around, and you like the idea, but nothing comes from it. Oh, what a snap! You don't expect it out of Nitro, but it's a 2-on-2 now.
Quick as a whip, this guy. That was brilliant. Didn't expect him to adjust so dominantly, but wow. 2v2 now. Bombs planted. 1 towards Sandwich, 1 towards Ramp. We have the deep, long flank coming around from Stan, but nice moves from Pasha to take the fight there and then. Stan, I don't know how much he's going to get out of this.
Nitro just smoked off his teammate. I don't know if that's a miscommunication.
It's the smartest bait in the world.
You think so?
I don't know.
Here's the drop down. They hear the footstep, and it immediately deleted from Bialy. There it is. First round is on the board for VP. So we've talked a lot about the domination of Team Liquid. Still a chance for VP to recover. It's just, when you look at the money, it's just a long way to go. Although, I mean, with the double up setups that Team Liquid is investing into, that money can disappear very quickly. So VP, they have to string them together now. They have to build up, try and make this comeback happen.
Such a grind. It's hard to envision a world where that exists. But you give yourself, I guess, enough buffer going to that second half. You get the pistol. It's all possible. We've seen these comebacks before, but I'm so impressed with how these guys are playing right now. And JDM is going to put on another show. It feels already getting pressure from down below him. This could be an issue. Has anyone got his back right now? Twist can't really see it either. Elimination's there. That's the support system in place. Spots out another. Gets caught with a flash in hand. The Molotov still burns and Elimination gets the frag. Virtus.pro now dwindle in numbers, merely down to 2 as the bomb gets hindered on ramp. It can't really breach past, and Snack's going to try and make a dash for it while the Molotov burns towards CT.
And for me, this is where you're really going to start to see the influence of Zeus in this Team Liquid side. Really brought that Brazilian SK mentality into the retakes. Look how patient they're being. Everyone just backs away from the bomb site. No one getting into a fight. No one risking getting anything up. Even Twist here, peeking for information, getting into a shoulder peek battle, but they're waiting for that bomb to get planted. They're waiting for everyone to be coordinated to retake this bomb site.
It must be so frustrating for Virtus.pro. Sat there, dying for someone to make a play. Just do something. They're so patient. And I like this from Team Liquid. I like the way they're not making errors.
Well, the big thing is Twist is the important player to stay alive. He's in CT spawn. He's all on his own. So it's not his role to make the play. It's his role to have the information, relay it to the other 3 so that they have the timing. And this is going perfectly at Virtus.pro. Yep. They don't know what to do. They don't have smokes to get the bomb planted anywhere. They're not protected from any avenue. Snack's trying to bait out a peek. And here comes the plan. He's going to commit this time.
Yeah. And Twist so young, showing such discipline in play. You could see him desperate to get into it, but now we see the retake begin. Bialy, 1, not a second. JDM there very quick. Now it Snacks in the 1v3. The first to fall would be JDM. It's down to the 1v2. You know, there's 1 CT. He spots out, and he isolated another 1v1 for a couple of seconds. But Nitro will take him down, and we're into double digits now for Liquid. Looking great at this point, and Virtus.pro are looking skint.
And the tough part is, you know, if there was any situation where Liquid was on the verge of being reset, you'd think VP is going to buy here. I don't know if they will. The scoreline is so far apart that they might have to, but they really don't have the funds for it. They're in a really tough spot in this decision. To be honest with you, it almost feels like they just will buy, being down 10-1. Yeah, this is some brilliant stuff from Team Liquid so far.
Yeah, JDM having a good game. Coming into this one, we're seeing good stuff from Elimination too. That felt like he's been quiet in comparison.
I've just recalled I was a little upset about something in that round. When you're Virtus.pro and you win a round and you're trying to string 2 together, yes, you're trying to catch them off guard by doing a contact play by just exploding, but I mean, either Twist and CT spawn and JDM on the stairs were smoked off. People are just walking into their crosshairs and there's no cover. You have all the utility, but Virtus.pro didn't spend any of it to get into the bomb site. That's why they lose so many on the initial hit.
Oh, let's see if they can keep some more alive. Only pistols hit. can see instantly JDM looking towards middle.
Like,
no
why
one's actually
wasn't
there,
why wasn't this the play in the last round? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, apparently it doesn't matter.
Are you okay? There's like a little triggering here. There's a little bit of sadness.
There's a little, which is interesting. I'll be all right. Just take it away. Just give me a moment.
And they just basically killed them all with pistols.
Yeah.
Feels Virtus.pro right now. You've got 11-1. Oh, it's one of those that's kind of tricky to watch, isn't it? You look at Virtus.pro just having nothing work for them. Being outplayed on every single front as well. That one round that sits with them, great. That was nice to watch, cool. But on a consistent, repeatable level, Liquid are just playing a far greater game.
They really are, and it's the opposite. I mean, it is the ALP doing the work. JDM 16-4. Just call out again. Missed shot from Snacks, but he's got the intel. They dropped out, and you could see Neo and Taz wasting no time swinging out wide, eliminating them. Stanislaw to try and get him back in the game. He's got the bomb and he's got a kill, but I don't think he can pressure this too much more. He's all alone. He's got a team on a catwalk. That's a brilliant pop flash. He gets to get that kill, and there it is, the equalizer. All of a sudden, we're back into a 3-on-3.
I was going to say, he doesn't just have what he had in Connector. He had Nitro coming in as well from short. As we're going to see a little bit of a switch up now. How do they play this one out? How do they try and keep into this? It's a 3v3. Oh no, a step from Neo. It's a disaster. Stands there now. They're not dropping a single thing. As Snacks... It's they get a taste, they get a little glimmer of hope, and then just have their noses rubbed into it. Snacks now creeping up in the 1v3, bomb loose. He has players anywhere, he doesn't know where. Now gets spotted as they all begin to close in and bridge the gap. Can't recover the bomb yet. Molotov in towards window, forces the player to move. You're not going to pick your fights in that one, really. But Stan's control from Connector then was excellent. That
was a big boy round from Stanislaw. Just really, I mean, in a 3-on-5, and he's still being aggressive in Connector, winning the initial fight with Taz, coordinating the pop flash from his teammate on catwalk, adding one more to it, and then continuing to fight in mid as well. It's like, I don't know. Virtus.pro just wasn't prepared for that kind of aggression out of him. That was beautiful to see. It was great.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. It's just nice to watch, right? It doesn't feel like it's an elimination game, though. You want to see that grit, determination, that raw ability kind of break in a bit for Virtus.pro, but you can't do it. It's too good right now from Team Liquid. Maybe on the half there could be a little bit of something. You want maybe... Well, you need the last remaining rounds if you're Virtus.pro to feel like you may have a chance to bring it back, but already the utility is just being laid out in front of Virtus.pro, knowing they don't have as much as the opponents do, and the pistols will get close, and the nade does catch a couple, but the bomb is trying to be planted as we speak, and they do retain 5 alive. Might go into the kind of pack animal mentality, try and push somewhere as a team, and all they've met is just sheer force. Nade to follow, kill by kill. This is not going very well for Virtus.pro here.
No, it's not. They've got Piali and Pasha dedicated towards jungle, towards Murder Hole, and they now spot out both of them. So the rest of Team Liquid is going to know exactly where to look. Pasha's coming up Connector, and he's going to get nothing. I guess in the last round, if you're VP, this is now 2 times where you've only had pistols, where you've just done the standard smoke, execute, get in, get the bomb planted, fall away. I mean, you might as well, if you're VP at this point, just try to do it with guns.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing else has worked. You only have 1 round and a half. I mean, if you feel that Liquid's going to give that to you at this point, take it and see what happens in the post plan.
Yeah, I see that seems like the logical thing, right? That's a sensible approach to try and do it, but we'll see. We'll see if it's what they end up going for at the moment. Pasha's got a spawn, he might as well try and use it. Smoked out pretty quick, but no real gaps there. There hasn't been much ramp aggression or anything too quirky from Liquid. They're playing a nice game, yeah.
I think it was just 1 round where Twist and JDM did it, and that was it.
Yep, they've had a couple of rounds towards middle, and it does seem as though they're doing what you said. A couple of things have worked. Why not try it with guns? Let's see if they commit off the back. Still one player coming through by spawn, so maybe waiting a couple of seconds. Slightly delayed hit, but turn the flash, in we go. Twist playing from CT, no one's on the site. Again, Team Liquid aren't being caught in between. They're either playing retake, playing passive, or they're up close. Twist needs to get out of there, though. He's burning heftily. And as Pasha will put him out of misery more than anything. And that's the first strike here. Bomb is planted too, and the afterplant positions can be decent for Virtus.pro. They have a lot to work with still.
Surely, Lauren. Surely this is a round for VP. 5-on-4. Bomb ticking away. It's pretty deep into the timer. Here it comes from Liquid. Snacks grabs 1, but Stanislaw's made his way into the side. Can he be a hero again? No. Commits to a fight towards ramp. There's 2 in closet. Now they swing out. There's Pasha with the trade, and surely it is. Pasha with the second. A second round for VP in the first half. A dominant and suffocating defense out of Team Liquid. 13-2 in Virtus.pro. about to be eliminated.
Virtus.pro stand on the edge of a crushing loss here. But on the other side of things, Liquid get another go in New York. That's important to them. Bear in mind that last time they were here, it was Hiko, him, those guys still in the roster, lost out in the semifinals to Na'Vi.
You saw the series stats up there on the screen, and obviously you saw, Pasha being a big-time player for VP throughout this series and having a rough game so far here on Mirage. They did pick it up towards the end, but still, no one really shining for VP. On the CT side, 4 players with armor. We've got aggression and underpass. That's Pasha. Snacks being aggressive as well. No matter what happens, it looks like in the second half, their talk was, we're going to take the fight to him no matter what the score is. And here's Pasha making a play. He gets one, so does Snacks in mid. This pistol round looks to be going the way of VP until JDM responds, but can Liquid truly recover?
We're going to find out now. They're putting a good bit of fight back, and it's down to Taz. He could be instrumental at holding this together, building up a chance. The first strike is... Oh, that's excellent from Taz. That's enough. Surely Stan can't do enough here. He's got good position. He's got a minute, but that bomb, that's the tricky part. Gorgeous movement from this man, but I think Snacks has heard enough. He has, and he'll do the job as well. So, there's a chance.
There is a chance. There's definitely a chance. VP, good start to the half. Absolutely had to have that pistol round. The second shot. It is a thing of beauty. Twist goes down, no chance for a trade, for a rebuttal. I mean, even the decision to get into that position after all the aggression in those B halls, slide into that slot, that was great. 13-3 for Team Liquid.
And the SMG Scout purchase comes through. 2 rifles to supplement, so it's pretty well-rounded, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Bialy already going to find his position with it. And it doesn't seem as though Liquid are getting away with the hit that they did before. Get shut down quite comfy here, no plant.
All right, VP, not getting caught off guard. Long way to go still. Scout in the hands of Pasha. Yeah, Liquid didn't get anything. Obviously, no plant in the first round. There's no chance of a third round bye, but still, I mean, with this big lead, it is good to see them just preserve the economy, get everything you want. JDM's going to have an AWP in that first gun round right off the bat.
It does feel as though that's missing quite often from the Liquid side. We saw it in this game getting the AWP early, but
I think the big thing is, I mean, part of it is just the lead they have. Why force Y into that second round? Just make sure you don't, I mean, somewhere watching this game, Henry G is smiling, essentially.
Henry G happy. It's a weird combination.
Hasn't started his CS economy classes quite yet, but those will be a banger when they do again.
A banger?
Yeah.
Look, are you trying to use like
I'm trying to fit in with the cool kids. You're all here. You're all here at the event.
Got it. Taz, he did well in the pistol. Might have to do pretty well here as well. No armor really though with Liquid, so I don't. Okay, they can do some damage. They've softened him up real good. That's just a meat tenderizer, wasn't it? Pasha now flashed out. Still gonna get one just before the those white curtains were pulled over his eyes, but it is still that 3-man team left here. Neo dinked up, but still delivered towards Nitro.
Yeah, nice little tap, isn't it? Nitro falls, twist. That's a great shot in return. Oh
my God!
Oh no, couldn't get Bialy unfortunately. But a couple beautiful shots, and I mean that's great. You get the plant, and I mean those are the little things I think that that have made so many analysts on the desk just say this stuff is starting to get exciting. Is those little wrinkles they throw in, the double nade on the top of the balcony, turning the corner, and just getting that easy kill, getting into the site that allows them to plant. Great investment of 600 to allow yourself to get a plant. Ever watched a snowman melt in the snow? That's been Virtus.pro. I didn't get the end of it.
For the last 6 months, I think.
Ooh.
Something along those lines.
All right. Stuchu coming out with the with the BM. I like it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good content and a good kill to begin with. Pasha to claim the life of Stanislaw. Round by round, Virtus.pro make North American fans nervous. Neo going to do just the same. Good nade to follow. Elige, though, does alleviate the pressure on short. Now Neo's in a little bit of trouble. JDM's there too, and now this might be the fight back they needed. It's down to 2 men for Virtus.pro. Bialy and Snacks to try and deny that 14th round, and might not even have a chance to do so.
They're saving.
They are.
They're off. I don't know if I guess you can't really fault them for any decision they make at this point, can you?
No, you might as well.
Listen, I think the brilliant thing about this round is, taking that B bomb site, you run into some trouble, but getting 1 kill, you have the AWP low, and instead of JDM with the AWP like trying to jump out, trying to help his teammates take it, he still uses that AWP as a weapon that can just cut off the rotations and just post up on market. Gets that extra kill that really just denies the fact that, I believe it was Neo with the AWP there that was in red HP, just denies anyone that's coming over to help bail him out of a tough spot. So I think that's a really cool, little feature of that round. 14-5 now. I mean, I guess the one thing I was questioning there, just to highlight it in case, is you're down 5-13. You almost feel like you do have to fight for that round to a certain degree, where you can't just be giving up those rounds in this kind of a position. But at the same time, if they go for it and they lose those 2 weapons, or even just the 1 weapon, they don't really have anything to fight with going forward. So fair play. Like I said, in this kind of a situation that VP is in, there's no real wrong decisions, is there?
No, not really. Just gonna leave them to whatever they choose.
They're all tough ones.
Yeah, there's no easy answer, is there? So, curious if it'll work or help, but twist! He's just made it hurt, hasn't he? It was all balanced. He was a little bit of a chance there. It felt like, okay, maybe they get a couple of kills in here, but no, it's down to Snacks, and this should be match point coming into pocket.
It's got to leave just a bad feeling. If you're a VP fan, that entire round is just predicated on Taz with the Deagle. When that hit comes in from Team Liquid coming out of Palace, if he gets a kill, it's great, but as soon as he falls, Pasha's in the open with the AWP. That's a big weapon they had invested in the round. Remember, they saved. They didn't go for the previous round just to have that up. And then he gets taken out, and it just falls from there. Good trades, and Team Liquid, 15-5. They've got 10 series points. Looks like they're going to do it. They're going to move on to face Astralis in the next best of 3.
Good. Better shot. My word, Twist. What an animal this guy is. Once he starts getting going, and it's like you're trying to, just kick the walking wounded at this point. Virtus.pro have so little to play with. They're just going to turn into a soundbite from the last years of New York at this point, as they are falling by the wayside. 3 remain. They're being hunted down like dogs, and Elige is going to get 2. You're down to 1 man, and it's going to be Liquid moving forward in this. And Virtus.pro have no more legs to stand on. 5 rounds is all they could muster for this final map. It looked great on Nuke. We all got our hopes up a little bit. We started to believe, okay, maybe they can bring a little bit of that but we all knew in the back of our minds that what we saw from Liquid earlier was outstanding on that map, and we just saw it again.
Yeah, start to finish, this was all Team Liquid. So we'll hear from the desk about this dominating game from the North American side after the break.